My name is Attorney Don Ruck. I've been appointed by the court to represent both of you tomorrow for the detention hearing. I want to talk to you a little bit about what the detention hearing is, and then get into some of the things that maybe we can talk about tomorrow before the judge to hopefully get you guys the result that you want, and that's to get out of here and to go home.
Yes.
Is that what you guys want?
Yes.
All right. When was the last time that you guys had a chance to see each other?
Friday at intake.
Okay. How's it been going in here since then?
We're doing okay. Everything going okay.
Kentrell, how about you?
Fine.
Tell me what you like about being in here, if anything.
No.
Nothing? All right. Well, the purpose of tomorrow's court hearing, and I don't want to make it sound like it's not important, because it is, because the judge is going to decide whether or not that you guys stay locked up or whether or not you guys go home while the charges that brought you here continue to pend against you. There's two options. The court, well, really there's three options. The court can keep you guys locked up here while the charges pend and through all future court proceedings, okay? The court can release you guys home with just your own word that you'll come back to all future court proceedings. Mm-hmm. Or the court can release you at home with a number of different restrictions, ankle bracelets, curfews, home arrest, things like that. Yeah. So, of those three options, my goal and my hope for tomorrow is to get you guys out of here and to get you guys home with the least amount of restrictions possible, because it seems to me from what I've read is that you guys aren't a threat to yourself or a threat to other people, and that you guys are going to come back for all future court hearings. Is that safe to say?
Yes.
Okay. Some of the factors that the court looks at, and I've been doing this quite a bit with different juveniles, some of the things that the court looks at are, kind of what you've got going on in your lives, things outside of getting in trouble that reflect positively on who you guys are. So, Kentrell, let me talk to you a little bit first about kind of what things you like to do. What things do you do when you're not here?
I play ball.
Where do you play ball at?
At the court.
And tell me a little bit about that. What do you do? What position do you play?
I just play ball.
Basketball?
Uh-huh.
All right. Where do you play at?
At the court by McDonald's.
Okay. And what else do you do besides playing basketball?
Chill.
And when you're doing that, you just sit by yourself or you hang out with friends?
With my girl.
Okay. And what do you guys like to do?
Talk.
Are you in school still?
Yes.
Where are you in school at?
Lincoln.
And what type of things are you involved with at school? Nothing? Okay. Do you have a favorite class?
No.
Okay. How you doing in school?
Fine.
What kind of grades do you get?
A's and B's.
You failing any classes?
No.
No? Okay. All right. What type of plans do you have for yourself in a couple of years? What do you want to see yourself doing? What do you want to be when you grow up?
Don't know yet.
No plans yet?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's turn to you. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts, like what?
Well, first of all, what are your thoughts about being here?
I don't like it. I think no kid should like being in no facility like this. Got people telling you what to do when you can make your own decision while you out in the real world.
You and your brother are both in here. This is the first time you guys have both been locked up together?
Yes.
All right. You guys are both together at the same time when this incident happened, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been in trouble before?
I have.
Okay. One of the things that we're going to have to do is, one of the challenges that we're going to have is convincing the court, and the judge in particular, that despite you having been here before and not learned your lesson, that you're going to learn your lesson this time and not get into trouble again. So help me understand some of the things that are going on in your life that help demonstrate that.
Demonstrate what?
Well, that you've got other things going on besides getting into trouble.
I have a lot of things going on that better than getting in trouble. like when school started, I was gonna get on the basketball team. I was gonna get a job. I was gonna, I like to rap too. I like to play football. And basically, you know what I'm saying, I like to swim. Go to the library sometimes, like get on the computer, just look into some interesting stuff that I need to learn about my country and state,
Okay.
different states and stuff.
So what grade are you in now?
The 11, going to 11.
I asked your brother about plans that he has for his life. How about yourself?
I got plans for my life. Going to college, first finish high school, get my GED, my diploma. Then I got plans to go to college, and when I go to college, I want to go to college to be what you are right now, a lawyer.
Obviously, being in here makes it more difficult to,
Get what I...
yeah, to accomplish those kind of goals.
Yes.
So the good thing is, the whole purpose of the juvenile court system is to rehabilitate people. It's not to put them away for life and punish them for what they've done. It's to give them what they need to help themselves to get back on track.
Yeah.
So you don't come back here again. And so these juvenile offenses don't derail the plans that you have for yourself.
Yes.
So the good thing that both of you have going for you is the purpose of this entire system is to help you guys get back on track. It doesn't mean this is going to be a cakewalk, and obviously you guys have been living through this now the last couple of days and know that this is a very serious situation.
Yes, it is.
And there's serious things yet to come, but the good thing is that what the court here is trying to accomplish is to let you guys get back on track. So, when you're 18 and do the same stuff, you end up in a much worse place than where we're at today. The court and the judge is going to be very receptive, in my experience, to hearing that you guys have things going on in your life, and I want you to talk more. I know you're a very quiet person, but I mean, you got to make a decision if you want to stay in here or not. Because if you just get on the stand tomorrow, and you're going to be called as a witness. If you get on the stand and say yes and no, the court's not going to really be able to see a lot of reasons to think it's okay to let you out. So I want you to open up a little bit when it comes time to look the judge in the eye and say, here's why I need to get out of here and why I need to go home. Here's what I'm going to do next time. Why I'm not going to come back and be handcuffed and brought in by the police next time.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? I know it's a nervous situation to be in, and you said before that you've never been dealing with lawyers and in the whole court system before, but we are now, and that's the situation that we're in. So we've got to face it and do our best to get you guys to go home. Part of the battle is what your mom is going to tell the court tomorrow, and she's planning on coming.
Yes.
Sometimes parents come and they say, "My kids should stay locked up." What do you think your mom's going to say?
I don't know.
What do you think?
Huh?
Tell me what you think.
Think about what?
About your mom. What's she going to say?
I don't know.
You think she wants you guys to come home?
Yes.
Okay. Any reason why she would think that you guys should stay here? Any reason you can think of?
No.
How about you? What do you think your mom's?
She, in her mind, she probably wants to stay here so we can learn our lesson, not to teach us not to do this type of stuff again, so we won't be in this situation again. But what she really wants is for us to come home, so we could be with our family, so she won't have to worry about us being in here. She had to keep coming up here, going to court for us and stuff like that, hear about her son being locked up and stuff.
What tomorrow, when we're in court, can we tell the court and frankly tell your mom to show them that this is not going to happen again? Or let me ask you it this way. What would you say to your mom right now if she was sitting here and wondering whether or not she should ask the court to bring you guys home?
What I would say is I would tell my mama I love her more than anything, and I will never do this again to her, to see her thinking that her sons is a bad influence on her other childs. And I tell her, like, I won't do it again. She just gonna have to believe me and trust in me and have faith in me that I won't do it again. That go for anybody who are listening or who think I'm gonna do it again, but I won't, cause I learned my lesson. Now I know that jail is not where I want to be or where my brother wanted to be.
If you told your mom that, what do you think she would say?
Well, I think she'll say, I think she'll say, that's a good idea, but she'd probably say, how will you do that just to keep yourself out of trouble? If you say you're gonna do that, but is you gonna keep your word to what you said?
That's exactly what I'm trying to get you guys to think about, okay? Is how do you answer that question? The same question you said your mom would ask of you is how do we answer that question tomorrow that you guys aren't gonna put yourself back in this position again? So one of the things I want you guys to do tonight, when you're thinking about tomorrow's court hearing, is to be thinking about that exact same question and how you're gonna answer that tomorrow. And I think it's really what the case is all about at this point,
Yes.
is what you guys are going to do when you get out. You talked about, I think, a lot of good things in your answer there. Do you consider yourself a role model for your brother?
Yes.
How old are you?
About to be 17.
Okay, and your brother's 14?
Yes.
Do you have any other brothers or sisters?
Yes.
How many?
6 sisters and 4 brothers.
Okay, are you the oldest?
Mm-mm.
You have any older brothers?
And 2 more other brothers.
Okay.
I'm the 3rd oldest.
Have your older brothers been role models for you, or have they been in a lot of trouble?
They've been role models for me, but some of them, they've been in trouble, like, not like trouble like that, but they've been in the court system, you know what I'm saying?
Do you see yourself as a role model for Kentrell?
Right now, I can't say I'm a role model right now, but later on in life, I will be a role model for my little brother, cause I know I'm not gonna get into no more trouble. I'm gonna teach him not to get in trouble, not to be around bad influence people that like to influence him to do bad things. I won't want them to do that. I'm gonna have to teach him better than that. Teach him the right direction after I get myself together. I can't teach him now because we're in the same situation now. Can't teach him now, but later on in life, I will teach him.
Kentrell, do you look up to your brother?
Yes.
What impresses you about him? What do you like about him? What do you look up to?
Gotta talk.
I don't know.
There's got to be something. You guys hang out a lot?
Yes.
Okay, your brothers and your best friends? Yes?
Yes.
You want to be a role model for your brother, but this really isn't a good way to start.
Yes.
Why don't you tell your brother what you think is wrong about the current situation and what you think you can do to try and change in the future?
What I say to him is, he gotta speak more often when people talk to you. You just can't sit there and just, I don't know, and just say yes or no. They would like you to explain yourself more, and they would like to know what you think about the situation. You just can't just sit there and don't say nothing. They gonna look at it like, well, he might not learn his lesson. He just ain't saying nothing, ain't They gonna think you don't care. You gotta speak. You gotta speak up for yourself. That's what they trying to do. They trying to help you learn how to speak up for yourself. Say what's right. Say what you need to be done for yourself. Say what you want to do for yourself. How you gonna take care of yourself and what you gonna do when you grow up and stuff like that. You just can't sit there and look at them like and be laughing. This ain't a laughing moment. You gotta be, this is a serious moment. This determines if we getting out or if we staying in. I know you wanna get out, cause I wanna get out. You don't wanna stay in here. You don't wanna stay in no place where they tell you what to do, when to go to sleep, when to eat, and all that stuff. No, you wanna have your freedom. Like our mom, brothers, sisters, they got freedom right now. While we in here, we ain't got freedom. We gotta do something. We gotta do what they telling us to do. Our mom now, ain't gotta listen to nobody but themselves. Think for yourself. You gotta think about the consequences if you're gonna do something bad. You gotta think about the consequences first before you do something. And if the consequences that you think about is bad, don't do it. Don't do it at all. Nothing bad. Don't do it. Just relax, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, chill with your girl, talk to her, you know what I'm saying? Just chill with her, play basketball, like you said, just stay in the house. Ain't nothing out in this world but trouble if you get yourself into trouble.
Ken, you have a lot of good things to say to your brother. Do you have any reaction? Anything you want to say back?
No.
Did you tell your brother?
No.
Did you listen to what he said?
Yes.
Yeah, Ken, a lot of the stuff you said, I mean, your focus is correct. Your focus is correct, and Kentrell, I hope you can appreciate that too. And I know you're soft-spoken, and I don't have a lot of words to say, but I think that if you can really listen at least to some of the things that your brother was saying, not only will that go a long way to accomplishing tomorrow what we want to accomplish, and that's getting you guys out of here, but go a long way to helping you guys both in life as well. My job isn't to lecture you about that. It's to listen to you guys and understand, you know, what's going on in your life, so we can hopefully then communicate that tomorrow to the court. Mm-hmm. And with any, you know, if you guys can open up and the judge can see that, you know, I think we have a good chance that you guys go home. If the judge thinks that you guys are an ongoing threat and that you're still a danger, get used to this place. What questions do you have? About the court hearing tomorrow, about things we've talked about?
I got a question is, like, we gonna be able to explain what we want?
Let me explain to you how tomorrow's hearing is gonna work. You're gonna be brought up from the jail here to the courtroom tomorrow morning. The judge will be there, as well as the prosecuting attorney for the state, along with the probation officer, and any witnesses that the court or the state is going to call. The court then will allow us to present our evidence as to why you guys should go home and not stay here. And we'll put both of you guys on the stand, ask you guys some questions, and the prosecutor's going to have a chance to ask you guys some questions. And she's tough. And she is tough. I mean, her job is to protect society from people who commit crimes and people who commit crimes repeatedly. And that's what she sees in you two right now. Okay, let's be frank. So our job is going to be to show that that's not the right view of who you guys are, which is why I need you guys to open up and talk a lot about the things that we talked about today. Then, presuming that your mother comes to the hearing, I think your mother will be given the opportunity to talk about what she thinks should happen. Then at the end, the judge is going to make a decision. It's going to be one of those things that we talked about. Either you stay locked up, either you go home, or you go home with restrictions. Whatever the judge decides, I don't want you guys to react in court, okay? I don't want any yelling or anything like that. Whatever the decision is, we live with it, we regroup, we focus then on what needs to happen after that.
Mm-hmm.
What other questions do you have?
Like, as we gonna, like tomorrow, what time does court start?
The court starts usually around 9 o'clock, but they'll bring you, there's several hearings set, so they'll bring you up whenever it's your time.
Will we be able to talk to our probation officer before court?
I don't know that you'll be able to talk to the probation officer beforehand.
My restrictions that is like, I want it to be like 2 months of house arrest, 48 hours of community service.
Ken, we're not going to be in a position to give specifics about, the terms of your release. We're going to leave that up to the judge, okay? And if we come in there saying you want X, Y, and Z, we're not going to get very far. We've got to come in there basically, on the hands and knees saying, I am so sorry, this is never going to happen again. So I'm not going to get into discussions about, what hours of the day you want to be released and what hours of the day you want to be on home arrest. We're going to go in there saying, we are sorry, and this is never going to happen again, and you will not see me back in handcuffs, getting out of a police car, coming into this detention center, okay?
Okay.
Let's be clear about what the purpose of tomorrow's hearing is. Is there anything you want me to tell your mother apart from that?
Just tell her I love her and I hope she be in court tomorrow.
I'll do that. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Have a good night's rest.
Okay, you too.
Okay.
These are the matters of Kentrell, Pirtle, and Kenneth Gant. Let the record show that Attorney Guzik is present representing the prosecutor's office. Ms. Clayton is present from the intake department. Attorney Ruck is present. The attorney the court will appoint to represent both boys for this hearing only. Your name, ma'am? And how are you related to the two boys? Okay. Your name, young man?
Kenneth Gant.
And how old are you, Kenneth?
16.
Your name, please? And how old are you, Kentrell? 42. All right. Did the two of you see the movie that explained your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand what your rights are?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about them?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Sister, you're here on behalf of your mother, and she's not here for what reason?
Her blood pressure went up and she couldn't make it.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 24.
All right. We're here today for a probable cause hearing to determine whether or not probable cause exists to believe both boys have committed delinquent acts, and if so, whether they should be detained here at the detention center or released to their parents, or in this case, to the sister. Both boys are charged with mischief, theft, and trespass. Mr. Ruck, have you read the report, the fact sheet from the police department?
Judge, I have.
And are there any issues as it relates to probable cause?
There are not.
Okay, then let's proceed. Do you have any witnesses that you'd like to call on behalf of the boys?
Judge, no, I would just reiterate to the court that this morning I spoke with Octavia, the boy's sister, who indicated that she has discussed with her mother the issue that needs to be addressed today, whether or not the boy should go home, and is prepared to speak on behalf of the boy's mother today. First, though, Judge, I would like to call Ken to the stand. Ken?
Kenneth?
Yes. Young man, tell me your name.
My name is Kenneth Gant.
And Kenneth, how old are you?
16, sir.
Where do you live?
550 Jackson, sir.
Who do you live there with?
Mom, sisters, and brothers, sir.
One of your brothers who's here in court with you today?
Yes, sir.
And that's Kenneth
Kentrell.
Kentrell?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You also live with your mom, right?
Yes, sir.
You live with your sister?
Yes, sir.
Ken, we spoke yesterday about what the court is here today to decide. That is, whether you should stay detained or whether you should be released while these charges pend.
Yes, sir.
What is your opinion on what the court should do?
My opinion, what the court should do is I should be released because I know I ain't a bad kid. I ain't no harm to nobody or the citizens because I just made a bad decision at that moment, and I know I did something wrong, but I know I can fix it, and I know I can always make up for it and never do it again, never turn the direction I turned to take myself here. I know I can stay out of trouble. I know avoid doing bad things, avoid getting in trouble and doing bad stuff. I know I can stay out of trouble. I can just stay in the house and stay away from trouble and just do the right thing.
Now, there's a set of very serious charges that are pending against both you and your brother.
Yes.
And one of the things that I think we need to have explained is the fact that this isn't the first time that either you or your brother have found yourselves in a situation where you're sitting before a judge in juvenile court.
Yes, sir.
How would you answer the question, why didn't you learn your lesson last time?
Why I didn't learn my lesson last time? Because it wasn't as serious as this. The reason why it is serious is because it determines if I'm staying here or do some months here or something. And I know I'm not a bad person or a bad kid, so yeah, right now, yeah, now I know that life is serious and life is not all about getting into trouble and getting yourself into situations like this. It's all about making great decisions and doing the best you can and staying out of trouble. That's why I think last time I didn't learn my lesson, because I wasn't guided the right direction, going the right direction, to have somebody to teach me to do what's right or do what's wrong. But now I know that my family and them care about me. They care about me being at home. Now I know that it's more serious about me being at home, being with my family, than being locked up. And now I think this is more serious than other times I've been here.
Are you in school still?
Yes, sir.
What grade did you last complete?
10th.
How are your grades?
CB average.
What is your plan? I mean, at this point in time, you're at an age where you are probably starting to think about what you want to do with the rest of your life.
Yes, sir.
To the extent that you look at this situation as a learning experience, what is it that you want to do with your life?
What I want to do in my life is finish school, get a diploma. Once I finish school and get a diploma, I want to go to college and be a lawyer and help other people like my lawyer is helping me to help other clients and stuff. And I know I can do it if people just give me another chance. I know y'all might think I'm a bad kid, but I can change that. I could make y'all think a different way about me, make y'all think that I'm a good person, that I deserve another chance.
If you were the judge today, what would you do?
If I was a judge, I would release me into my sister's custody, but I will have to give myself some requirements to do while I'm at home, like house arrest or something like that.
Would
The
you follow
weekends.
Would you follow all of those restrictions?
Yes, sir. I know I have to follow them because I know it's his, and once I follow and complete it, I know I have done a good job now. It's time for me to do what I said I want to do, finish school, get a diploma.
That's all I have, Judge.
Mrs. Guzik, any questions?
Yes. Kenneth, how many times have you been on probation with this court?
Twice.
Are you on probation right now?
Yes.
What are the rules of probation as you understand them?
Can't violate it. Or,
Is getting involved in criminal acts a violation of probation?
yes, ma'am.
I have no further questions, Judge.
Have a seat back there. Next witness.
You ready to go up there and talk? What's Give it a try. I'll help you. Judge, at this point, I would call Kentrell. Okay, just tell us your name.
Kentrell, bro.
And how old are you?
14.
And you live with your brother Kenneth, correct?
Yes.
And young man, this is not the first time that you've been in the juvenile detention system, is it?
No.
You understand that the court today has to make a decision whether to keep you here or to release you home with your sister.
Yes.
What do you think should happen?
Don't know.
What do you think the court should do?
Release us.
You want to go home?
Yes.
The court lets you go home. Will you agree to follow any restrictions the court puts in place?
Yes.
Would you agree to come back to court for all future hearings that will take place in this matter?
Yes.
Will you agree to stay out of trouble?
Yes.
That's all I have, Judge.
No questions, Judge.
Judge, I would call Octavia to the stand, please. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you, good, can you state your name, please?
Octavia again.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Now, are you related to Ken and Kentrell?
Yes.
How are you related to them?
That's my brother.
Both of them?
Yes.
And their mother's not here today, is that right?
Yes.
And tell us for what reason their mother's not here.
My mom has been going through high blood pressure, and she's just been diagnosed with cancer. So at this point in time, she was sick last night, and I had to take her to the hospital. And from that point, we had to take her to my sister's house so they can take care of her. Maybe it's I have to stay with the kids, so she had to go out there.
And when you say stay with the kids, who are you referring to?
My brothers and my sisters.
Okay. In addition to,
Additions.
okay.
Yes.
How many other brothers and sisters do you have?
Besides us,
Yes.
right now there are 9.
Okay. Are you the oldest?
I'm the oldest girl. Yes.
And are you the one who really provides a lot of the care and supervision in the house?
Yes.
You help your mom out?
Yes.
Okay. Are Ken and Kentrell's dad, is their dad in the picture?
He was until about 4 months ago. He's incarcerated.
What's he incarcerated for?
I think a dealing charge, if I'm not mistaken.
So their father's involved with drugs.
He wasn't staying with us, but yes, he was involved with drugs.
He's in jail at this point.
Yes.
So of all the children living in the home, your mother, who has problems with high blood pressure and now with cancer, is really left to try and care for the entire
I have to do it.
family. Okay. It's a difficult job, I'm sure, correct?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, a lot of times when we come to court for hearings like this, the only perspective the court gets of your brothers is the little bit of information contained in the paperwork and the few minutes of seeing them in court today. Can you please help the court understand Kenneth and Kentrell, who they are as individuals? Are they good kids? Tell us about them.
I'll start with Kentrell. Kentrell, he's a very nice, sweet, generous guy. During his spare time, he takes care of his nieces and his nephew. It's 5 of them. So he takes them out to the park and things. He does his chores. He doesn't talk back. He does everything that we ask him to do. It's just that it's not him himself, it's the crowd that they hang around. And that's referring to both of them. It's a crowd that they hang around, and I tell them that when they're out there with their friends, even though their friends are doing it, you don't have to do it. You can always walk away, because just because they're making a poor decision, you don't have to make the same one also. You might not even be doing it, but at the same time, as long as you're there, you're going to get caught. So with Kenneth, he's all right. He has a temper problem, but long as you sit down and talk to him, he's all right. He's a very nice, sweet, generous guy. He does everything we ask him to do. You know, he really, to me, by both of my older 2 brothers gone, Kenneth is the one who's really been the man of the house. You know, he does everything that we say is, you know. So he's really our backbone as far as our situation that we're in right now. With my 2 brothers not being there and he's being the older brother, he does step up to the plate.
So Kenneth is really the father figure in the household at this point?
Right, yes.
Does he look after all of his younger brothers and sisters?
Yes.
Do they look up to him?
Yes, They do.
The issue that the court has to decide today is whether or not they should remain detained while the charges against them pend, or whether or not they should be released today. First of all, are you willing to, on behalf of your mother, if the court saw fit, to take your brothers home with you?
Yes, I would do that, yes.
And what assurance do you think, knowing them better than anybody in this room, what assurances could you give to the court that if you are entrusted with them, that they'll be back when they're supposed to be back, and that they're not going to get themselves into any new trouble while these charges pend against them?
I will look after them. I will guide them in the right direction that they need to go, you know, because there's too much going out on the streets that I don't want anything to happen to my brothers, you know. So far as me looking after my brothers, I will do that. I will guide them in the right direction that they need to go to be successful in life.
Do you think that if they are released today, that there should be any restrictions on them in terms of when they can be out in the streets and when they have to be at home?
Yes. If there are any restrictions, yes, I would like them to be in the house at a certain time. You know, that's about it. Or like they were saying, like ankle bracelets or whatever you all refer to them, I'll be willing to help them go through the process.
Finally, Octavia, do you think that having them come home and be at home as they're going through the events that obviously are to come would be the best thing for them and their overall well-being as opposed to remaining locked up?
Right now, yes, because the illness of that's my mom, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to her. And I just would like for them just to see her, even if it doesn't turn out how I expect it to be. I would just like them to be there with my mom, just for like right now.
What do you think your mom's thinking right now about the situation?
She's probably mad, frustrated, angry.
Tired?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Mrs. Guzik,
No questions, Judge.
you said something about your other brothers. You have brothers older than Kenneth?
Yes.
And where are they?
My older brother, he's in Chicago, and my 20-year-old brother, he's incarcerated right now.
And what's he incarcerated for?
A warrant.
An old warrant? Is he here in Lake County?
Yes.
And what's going to happen with that? Is he going to be able to go to court, or what's the warrant for?
He didn't go sign up for Edgewater.
What was the underlying case, charge?
I really don't know,
You don't
because he
know.
really don't stay with us. It's just really us and the younger kids. So I really want to know his case.
Okay. Thank you. You may have a seat back there.
Thank you.
Mr. Ruck, what else would you like to say today?
Judge, I have no more witnesses. All I will just say in brief conclusion is this. The preference in any case like this, when children are being detained, regardless of the charges, the preference is that rather than stay locked up, that they go home. And unless the court finds that there's evidence that these young men are likely to continue to commit crimes or be a threat to themselves or others or not return for future court proceedings, then I would suggest that the court should release them home. It may not be the home that we all think is the best environment, but it's their home. They need to be home with their mother. Their sister is here today and I think spoke more toward who they are than anybody in this room can, and said that she's willing and able, with the appropriate restrictions, to make sure that they stay on the right track as we move through what's certainly going to be a difficult period of time moving forward. So with that, I think the appropriate solution, Judge, today is to send them home.
Mrs. Guzik?
Kentrell Purtle, this is his 4th criminal delinquency that's been referred to the court. He's been on status as far as probation with the court in the past. In fact, while he was on status, violations of probation were filed but ultimately withdrawn. Presently, he has an attempted robbery as that would be a B felony if he were an adult, pending before the court, a criminal recklessness that would be a D felony, and a fleeing law enforcement as a misdemeanor charge. Those acts occurred in April of 2008. Now he's got this charge. I think that this young man, by the nature of the referrals that have been sent to the court and the court is now addressing, has shown that not only is he a repeat offender, but he is also a danger to the community. He's got very serious charges pending. That attempted robbery, in that it's a B felony, tells me that either a weapon was used or a victim was seriously injured. And now he's back out committing property crimes, but that property crime resulted in a loss to the victim of $3,300. So I think that that's a very serious crime also. As related to Kenneth Gant, this is his 6th criminal delinquency referral to the juvenile court. In July of this year, he had a referral to the juvenile court for a robbery, which was ultimately found, it was ultimately found by the court that this court did not have jurisdiction over that charge because of Kenneth's age being 16. That also tells me that that robbery charge resulted in injury to the victim or another person, or a weapon was involved in the perpetration of that crime. It's a very serious incident. Once again, now we have this property crime before the court that resulted in a $3,300 loss to the victim. He has another criminal mischief pending. He's on probation. This is the 2nd time he's been on probation. He's obviously not following the rules of probation. And also I worry about the lack of parental control in the home. I understand that the mother's sick. There's a lot of children to care for. And it doesn't look as if these young men are doing anything to assist that situation that's occurring in their home. If anything, it appears as if they're providing a lot more stress in that family, which can't be conducive of the mother's health. And I understand that the sister is willing to assume the responsibility for them, but I think that their needs are beyond her capabilities at this point. I'd ask that they both remain detained as serious dangers to this community.
I show that before Magistrate Miller, there's an initial hearing for both boys on August 7th at 1 p.m., an initial hearing and trial, or initial hearing, trial, and disposition on another matter set for September 23rd at 1 p.m. before Magistrate Miller. The probation officer has weighed in and has indicated to the court that he feels that both boys should be detained as a danger to the community because of their repeated acts of delinquency, and has requested that this court order that they remain detained. What I'm going to do today is find probable cause to believe that both boys have committed delinquent acts, refer the matters to the prosecutor's office to file their petition. I'm going to set the matters for August 15th at 9 a.m. for initial hearing before this court, and I will order that they remain detained pending that next hearing. They will appear, however, before the magistrate on August 7th. And if for some reason there is some other evidence that can come before the court on August 7th, I would reconsider that. Okay. Any questions?
No, Judge.
All right. Then these hearings are adjourned.